Okay, so I have my newspaper mold and my pictures. You're going to make a large, and it probably you'll end up making more than one slab, but a large slab that is a little thicker than a 1/4 inch. Okay, so you can use the slab roller, and you can also go use rolling pins. I'm going to show you the way to throw these on the floor. Okay, so start with your wedged chunk of clay, and I'm just kind of pancaking it. Okay, and then to throw this, you want to throw it down at an angle. So I'm not going to throw it straight at the floor. If I throw it straight down, it's going to stick. And it's going to be thicker in the middle and thinner out toward the sides. And I want it to be even. So I throw it at an angle so it stretches the clay, all of the clay, evenly. Okay, so I basically lift this up and throw it down in a backward motion toward me with my arms. Okay, and then I'll flip it over and do it again. And then I'll turn it and do it again. That's part stuck.
That is a huge slab. Couldn't you just use it like pizza? Spin it on your hands like pizza?
I don't know. You could try that, I guess.
It might fall apart though.
I don't think it's quite the same as pizza dough.
Pizza dough like sticks.
Let's make it.
I don't know. I really.
Okay.
Just tear it up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't mind this for a second.
Who needs to go to the gym? You just wedge big bunch of clay all day.
I used to teach at this school, and we had to recycle all of our clay.
Oh.
But we didn't have a pug mill, so I had to do it all by hand. It's like a big machine that pushes clay through it and mixes it up. Okay, well, this might be as good as it's going to get.
Wow.
It's a little better. All right, so back to my throwing. And with your slab, you're probably going to have, with your mass, you're probably going to have to, because of the shape of this, the way I'm probably going to do this, instead of trying to put one slab like over the nose and then like pushing it down around, I'll end up getting like a lot of places where it will fold over on itself. So I'm going to do it in 2 parts. I'll do a slab that'll go like over the whole forehead and the top. This piece here, and then I'll do a separate one that'll be like underneath the jaw, and they'll kind of meet up in the middle, okay? So first, oh my poor slab, this is going to be interesting. I'll lay this over the top, and then I'm going to look at, I'm holding this up on this side, and then I'm going to cut it. And then I'll use this piece. Okay, so these first several steps after you lay the slab is that you're going to have to trim and combine slabs and kind of bend the clay. Okay, so that's just that top section, and then I can use this piece. There's that big hole there. I'm just going to tear that, and maybe I'll do this in 3 pieces. Now here's a bit of information that you might like to know. If I've got fresh clay, Dalton and Dan. If I have fresh clay that I overlapped slightly and blend, I don't have to score and slip. Okay, but that is very conditional. It has to be fresh clay. Both pieces have to be the same wetness, and I have to blend them. So I couldn't take 2 pieces and just set them together. They won't stay. I couldn't take a piece that was dry and a piece that was wet. That wouldn't work either. So they have to be the same freshness, both fresh, soft clay, and then I have to blend them. So That's what I'm going to do to save time. Here, so when you have to put together a few slabs to make yours, don't worry, it's not that hard. It's not a big deal to do that. Okay, so that's for that side, and then let's get another piece to fill in here. This crazy slab. So I just need a little overlap, and then I can blend. Write down that you are trimming, combining, trimming, so that you get it all the way covered. And then I want you to trim so that your clay is floating, okay? So you don't want the clay touching the desk or the table. So trim that so it's even all the way around and none of the clay is resting on the table. Oops, I got a little gap. So I have a little like empty space right there. I'm just going to use one of these other scrap slabs because I don't need a very big piece right there. And just fill that in. And this newspaper is going to stay here for quite a while. It'll be later, like when I'm working on my textures, that I'll probably take out the newspaper and it will be leather hard enough to hold itself up. Okay, so once I've got it covered all the way around, none of the clay is touching the table, which I'm going to take a little bit off of that piece I just added. And it's sitting level. And I can smooth that a little better, too. Then I'm going to look at my pictures to get a better idea of my basic form. And I want to look from my side view. You can see that it kind of goes, there's the bridge of the nose and it comes up for the forehead. But it's a little more dramatic than I've made it. So I'm going to do, it kind of the clay tends to smush the newspaper down a little. I'm going to go in from the back and push that up from underneath, from behind the mask. Okay. So I'm kind of pushing down the nose and pushing up from underneath. Okay, can you see that? Hold that at the right angle. I didn't finish telling you, the reason you don't want the clay to touch the tabletop is that if it's resting here, any place where you combine slabs together, it'll just want to separate. That pressure on it will make them crack. So your mask will end up cracking around. Okay, now I'm going to use the big part of my hands to make the eye sockets, or kind of like the general area where the eyes are. So now if you look at the face or the head from top to bottom, about where are the eyes? They're right in the middle. And then I want to look at kind of how wide is the nose, because if I make the eyes too close together, it looks kind of human. Becomes a little creepy, right? Your animal starts to take on different qualities. Okay, so I've just used this part of my hand and made kind of general socket. All right, now I'm going to do the actual features after I've kind of gotten this basic form right. Okay, eye sockets. Now I'm specifically choosing where the eyes are going to go. And using my thumbs, looking at my pictures, and using my thumbs, I'm going to stretch out this clay to make an actual little pocket where the eyeball is going to go. I don't just push. If I just push through, it's going to poke a hole through the clay, so I like gradually stretch it out a little at a time. Okay?
Wow.
You can see. Okay, then I'm going to get some clay for the eyeball. To make the eyeballs, you will do 1 ball of clay. Okay, tear that ball in half to make each eye. So that's the best way to get them the same size. Start with 1, make it into a ball, tear it in half, and then make each of those into a ball.